very good evening to Mr. Raymond, our stakeholder. All right. So how are you? I wish that you are doing well. Okay. Since COVID-19 right now is getting serious, I hope that you stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. All right. Okay. So today purpose. So what is the today purpose of having this meeting? Is actually we would like to propose. All right. We would like to propose our idea on how to improve employees' performance in a workplace. And the workplace that we choose is one of the workplace that we choose is actually your shop. Yeah, because we have heard about how your shop progress, and congrats to you that you are going to have a new shop coming, right? Yeah, new branch of it. Oh my God, congrats to it. All right, and I hope that you're doing well on your business. All right. So first of all, okay, before we go into this, wait. Before we go into this poster that you see right now, I would like to start with introduction about ourselves first, all right, so that you can know who we are, all right. Okay. So hi, we are a bunch of students, okay, or you can say we are a bunch of kids to you right now. That we are from Unimas, all right, and then I'll start from me. Hi, my name is Lo Mei Jun with the metric number of 66433, and continue by we have Neon Hok Sang. Yeah, I would like Neon Hok Sang to introduce himself a bit. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Neon. My metric number is 67424. Next pass to the Dennis.
Hi, my name is Dennis Ten. Metric number is 65788. So I will pass to.
Hi, my name is Chai Pui and my metric number is 65607. And I pass to Josephine.
Hi, I'm Josephine Chow Wei-Sing with a metric number 66308. And now I'll pass the mic to Christy.
Hi, my name is Christy, matrix number 65692.
All right, so hi, these are our gorgeous members, all right, who do all this analysis. All right, so now shall we start? If you say yes, then you just nod the head, say yes. All right, so let's start with the poster right now. Okay. All right, so now we look at the poster. If I'm not mistaken, our members has actually sent one copies to you. So now I'm going to present you what are all these poster, what are all the informations that is in this poster. All right. So first of all, can I ask you a little bit of questions regarding on how was your business right now? Is it so far okay?
So far okay, still can survive.
Still can survive because based on our analysis, we found out that actually the business start to getting downwards when the pandemics of COVID-19 start to strike in, right? Because I know that a lot of food and beverage, the food sectors or the drink sectors, they are actually facing the problems of like business going downwards, and they need to invest in much more things so that you can promote your business, right? Like for example, invest in Grab, Grab food, Panda food, something like that. Or initially you have it already.
Yes, we have it.
So that is a win-win situation for you, right? So based on our analysis, actually you can see that for our what we analyze from our stakeholders, from the shop business or overall business sectors, we find out that actually right now a lot of customers, they keep on like to complain about customer service issue. I don't know, do you ever met this kind of issues before? Like, people talk about like how the customer service, regarding about your employees, something like that. Maybe some, not much, because I know your shop is actually doing well of it for sure. Yeah. And then what we find out that actually every time customers will feel dissatisfactions due to the service is because of their lack of training and developments. The training is not that strong, and then the way how they develop is not that powerful. The impact of it is not that powerful, because the importance of actually having this training and development is actually to to polish. I would like to use the word polish, all right, to polish their skill. You see, from what our poster says, that most of the employees actually are lack of necessity of skill, poor effectiveness of communications, and then the employees' attitudes towards the job and also the organization role. what do I mean by necessity skill? It means that some of it, maybe they have the skill, but then the skill is not that polished. You know, like you have a jet. The jet is so nice, but when you polish it, it will become a very expensive jet. Make it as an example. All right, you know jet, so you know the value of jet also. All right, so when you have an employees, they might have the knowledge of it. They might know what kind of skill they need to do, but they might not know how to persuade it, how to imply it correctly. All right. And then when we talk about poor effectiveness in communication, it's mostly in the moments of like when they communicate with the customers. Like for example, when the pandemic of COVID-19 start to strike, there's no way of like, you know, maybe they have some way of face-to-face, but mostly they are more towards on phone calls, right? So when towards in phone call, it will be much more different than having face-to-face, because when face-to-face, you can see the expressions of the employees, how they react, right? How their emotions. But when you go to phone calls, most of the problems is just that sometimes maybe the employees doesn't mean to say rude words, you know, like maybe the way how they persuade the customer, maybe the sound of it is rude. So some sensitive customer might think that, oh, how dare you, you know, that kind of feel like, how dare you speak like this to me, you know? So when we have this training and developments, it's a way of, I would like to use the words of improving, okay? Improving. Instead of polish, we say improving their communication skill. Yeah. And then another thing is towards in communication, actually there's one more problem is that not every employees are fluent in bilingual. What I mean by bilingual is sometimes they might be good in Chinese, like speak in Chinese, but sometimes they might be bad in speak in English, you know. So when they go for other races, like not just only Chinese races, when they go to other races, when they want to speak, sometimes the English is not that it's like not well presented, you know. And then sometimes the English might give people a kind of you know, perceptions like, oh, so this is a standard of how you speak. You get what I mean? Like when we need to act professional, the way how we speak must have some kind of influence, some kind of power in it, right? Yeah. Okay, and then the next thing is we talk about attitude. Okay, the attitude towards the job is something like this. Some employees, they might have a thinking of one thing: clock in, clock out. When I go to the work, I clock in. After that, I clock out. That's none of my business anymore. They will never think about like, oh, how am I going to improve myself? How am I going to make, you know, work as a team, improve the business of it, you know? So when the business owner, like for example, when you want to make it modelize every employees, the mindset of how the employees think is so important. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then for sure, we cannot be a psychologist like telling them, hey, you remember, you need to do this, if you don't do this, you're very bad, you know, we as, like, for example, if I stand at your side, I cannot say that to my employees like, hey, I tell you to do this, you must do this, you don't go and skip this and that, you know. So if I am you, I'm going to tell them what is our end of our organization, you know, our objective of it, so that they can understand how does the organization culture will look. And that is why trainings and development is so important on it. And then the organization role is basically talk about like how all these employees role are having. Like cashier, you have your cashier role. If you are the waiter, you have your waiter role. But instead of just all these specific role, you can actually like telling the customers that you have another additional role, which you can help one another. Because if I'm not mistaken, your companies like your cafe, for sure that your employees in one shop won't be more than 20, right? Yeah. So if the amount of employees is not more than 20, which means that every single one of them need to work together as a team, so that is how they can fluence up the business cycle of it. Am I right? Yeah. All right. So now so based on all these problems that we found out, we actually conduct out these two solutions. All right. We're having these two solutions, which is first, conduct this training program. Second, develop a job appraisal system. why are we having these two solutions? Initially, our project is actually asking us for have one solution, but now I'm giving you two because when conducting training programs, that is more likely to us. We think that is more likely as a short-term program. You get what I mean? It's like you can have training programs, but that is just a short term. But if you want to make it into a long term, what should you improve it, enhance it? Instead of using improve, I use the word enhance it. How are you going to enhance it? So if you want to go and enhance it, then when you have a long-term strategy, then that is where you start to develop this job appraisal system. All right. So at the bottom of the second bottom of the poster is actually telling you that what is the importance of training and development. All right. And then also like you can see the SDG ad, right? This thing is actually a very big pictures that come out from this these sources. All right, I forget the name of that source. I'm so sorry, but one of these SDG goal is actually mainly talk about what is the importance of employees trainings and development. How are you going to educate your workers? Yeah, your workers is your asset. So how are you going to educate them, polish them, improve them so that they can be a professional potential employees for you? All right. And then now we have a cost and benefit analysis based on our solution, because our solution is not just talk verbally, but we actually come up with a slightly assumption for you. All right. So bear in mind that this is an assumption. All right. Assumption. So now let's go to the solutions right now. Okay. So now talk about solution. So the first solution, if you still remember, okay, the first solution, if you still remember, is actually training and development programs, right? So training and development programs, we have undergo these cost and benefit analysis. So right now you can see a very big pictures of this table, right? So okay, in this big picture, all right. So the cost of the how should I say it? How should I say it like this? Okay, let me change another way of saying. I should say it like this. Cost and benefit analysis, to me, to us, to the whole member, this is just an assumption. You know the word assumption, right? It's just a prediction for you, okay? A visualized image for you. How does it work? If you want to invest in training and development, okay? So right now, try to imagine that when you start to invest a training and development program, what are the first thing that you would like to have? The first thing in your mind, pop up in your mind. A coach, or do you think that system is much more important first? The outline. Do you think that coach is important or the outline is important? Coach means the person who gonna train your employees, and then the system will be the outline of the training and development. What are the important things that you need to note down? Yeah. Yeah, based on your thinking of it.
Coach, I think.
Okay, so basically, some of the business owner, they might think that the requirement is important. Some might think that coach is important. Just like you might think that coach is important because a professional coach will lead to a professional employees. Am I right? Like, yeah. So if you think that coach is important, actually, we have come up with an idea of why not try to imagine you spend around 1,200 to hire a coach. The coach should not be, I mean, like to us, we think that the coach should not be an outsider. The coach should be your inner employers, like for example, your manager. Why? Because the reason why we say the manager is important because your manager will know how to judge every single employee, right? And then your manager know what is the outline that should be included in this training and development. Am I right? Yeah. So right now, we look at the cost right now. Try to imagine that you are having your inner manager as one of your coach. Okay, so in this training and developments, try to imagine that that is around 2 sections. All right, 2 sections in a month. So one section you pay that coach for around 600 ringgit. One section, okay, one section 600 ringgit. So 2 sessions will be 1,200 ringgit as stated before. So the monthly salary for the coach will be 1,200. All right, and then cost in the first year. If you time it to the 1-year plan, okay, try to imagine that this is a 1-year plan, okay? So 1-year plan, it will be the same, okay? For the whole 3 year, it will having the same number, which is 14.4K, all right? Is it okay for that I say 14.4K?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so try to imagine that right now you need to spend around 14.4K on this just to give the salary for your manager for acting as a cop. Okay, and then the cost of the training materials, because initially when you start to have a training program, for sure you need to invest some cost in it, right, to buy all these assets, yeah. So we have the cost of laptop. Try to imagine you buy the cheapest one. Okay, now we are giving assumptions that we're using all the cheapest, the best, I shouldn't say the best, I should say the required resources with a reasonable price. All right, so which means that we are using the money not to invest like a laptop for 5,000. There's no point, right? So try to imagine that we invest in the laptop with 2,000, the projector of 500, whiteboard of 150. Cost printing material is around 200 because sometimes you might print something for your employees, right? And then you need the manager need to have some printing notes also, right? The cost of the stationery, try to imagine 100 per year. Why I say 100 per year? You might think that 100 per year, wow, that's so expensive. But actually 100 per year, if you try to think about the markers, the markers, the blackboard, rub, all this kind of stuff, within 100, I think is okay with it, right? And then for the others expensive, maybe you have some additional, like some additional materials that you need to go in. So we try to make it within 50 per year, all right? So in the first year, for sure, you're going to invest a lot of stuff in all these things, right? So that you see the first year is already cost you around 3,000 already. But by second year, it will start to cut costs already because, like, for example, laptop, projector, whiteboard, these are all permanent already. It's not like it can be rosak anytime. So this is actually permanent, okay? Sorry if I use the word rosak because I think that one will be more, will be more relaxed when we talk about like this. Yeah, okay? So you see, right now, you have, in the first year, you have 3K, you invest 3K in it, but never mind, in the second year, when everything is permanent, is solid, it can be used, everything, then you see the second year will be 350, third year also 350, won't be much more difference, all right? And then the total of it, that you can see, I don't know whether you can see it or not. Oh, I think the total is a bit charted, right? Okay, never mind. Let's reduce the screen. Okay, so now if we reduce the screen, you can see the total, right? Am I right? Yeah. So if you see from the total, right? Actually, for the first year, yes, you have invested a lot of money, which is 17.4K. For you, yes, because try to imagine you are just a business owner, a food sectors. For sure, if I ask you to come out with a 14.4K, that is actually quite a lot. A burden for you, but try to imagine for a long-term run. Okay, we talk about long-term run because we cannot just see what we have in the forward, right? We need to see what we have in the futures, right? So try to imagine in the first year you invest 14.4K, but you see at the second and third year the investment that you have will be 14.75K. Wait, yeah, 14.75K, yeah, for 2 years. All right, so you can see that the amount of money that you are going to invest in is actually decreasing. Am I right? All right, so now we look at the second one. The second one. Okay, so based on this, is the first part will be the cost, right? The second part will be the benefit. So try to imagine that the benefits, because we have an assumption of like this, all right? When you do investment, it can't be straight away go to 50% revenue, right? That is so crazy, right? So we try to have an assumption of in the first year, you have a 10% of revenue increase, right? So if you have a 10% revenue increase, it will be 1.1K. Yeah, you will have 1.1K, all right? Second year, 20%, because it's getting better and better and better. Am I right? So when you're getting better and better and better, it means that when you go to the second year, it can be moved to 20%. All right. When it moves to 20%, we'll assume when it moves to 20%, you will get around 1.2K. You see, you will have another 1,000 extra. And then for the third year, when it goes to 30%, you can get 1.3K of it. So you see, the increment is actually coming slowly. It won't be that obvious, but it's coming in slowly. And you try to imagine that, okay, right now, the employees' performance every year, they increase by 10% because we cannot expect that our employees can be improved just like a rocket, pew, then it goes to 100%, right? So try to imagine that they are just having 10% of it. So if there is a 10% of it, you see every single year, the differences is so obvious that it will increase from 1,210, 1,210 to 1,331, and the last one will be 1,464.10 cents. You see the increment. It won't be that obvious, but you can feel. You can feel it, right? And then when the improvements of customer service, because as I said before, customer service is so important, right? Right. So when the customer service start to increase every 10 years, all right? So it will come up with the number of increment, whereby it was increased from 1.1K to 1.331, 15 point, let me see again. Okay, it will increase from 11K to 13.31K. Yeah. So you can find it actually the increment in profit is getting better and better if you have this training and development program. And the total that you have for the benefit for the first year, in total, it will be 22.1K. Second year will be 25.431K. And for the third year, you will see that your improvement can go to 27.774.10 cents, something like that. All right. So this is based on our training and development programs analysis. Okay. So now we move to the next one. Okay. Why we include job appraisal system? Before I go into job appraisal system, do you need a short break of it?
No, don't worry.
Okay, so far is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I will continue with job appraisal system. All right. The reason why we would like to include this job appraisal system is we think further. We are not thinking about short term for our group. We think that long term will be if, okay, it's just an if, okay. If you think that training and development is not that powerful enough, because it might be just a proper, no, I should say it should be more capable for short term, and you want to substance it to a long-term strategy. So how are you going to do, right? So I'm trusting that every business owner actually have the same idea of when we set out a training and development program, we would like to evaluate the employees, right? Like we're gonna grab which employees is doing best, which employees is doing worse, So that's why we come out with a long-term strategy for you, so that you can have an idea of it. How can it work together with job appraisal system? If you want to go for a long-term strategy, I'm sure that actually every business owner actually knows that the importance of job appraisal system, but somehow maybe the image of it is not clear. That's why we make it clear for you if you want to have a long-term strategy. All right. So now move to the next slide, please. Okay. So from here, this table again. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of table in this PPT. I'm so sorry with it because these are all the details that we have. All right. Okay. So based on this job appraisal system, okay, so when you start to develop a job appraisal system, now I would like to ask you these questions. All right, I would like to ask you these questions. Would you like to prefer your job appraisal system in a record in a book, or would you like to prefer your job appraisal system to make it into a software?
Software?
Yeah, because why software? It can actually standardize everything. Am I right? If I'm not mistaken, actually, Mr. Raymond, you have currently 2 shops, and then slowly turn into tree shop, right? So when there is a tree shop, more employers will be coming. When more employers will be coming, what is the next thing? The next thing will be, what I mean is, you need to standardize all the employees. Am I right? Yeah. Now we are going to talk about this job operation system, because we are actually thinking of the long-term strategies for you, okay? So that you can have an image of it, all right? So, okay, when we talk about this, developing this job operation system, as US also prefers that having a system, right? So try to imagine that you start to invest, okay? We make an invest of like, develop this job operator software with 600 ringgit, and then cost buying this job operator system software within 400, and then cost of maintenance fee will be 2,000 per year. Okay, why are we having this kind of plan? You must thinking that, hey, come on, you know that, invest in the software, it takes a lot of money in it. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, like, not just me, I'm so sorry, I should not say before myself, I should say is that what our team think is, when you start to have this software, instead of creating it by yourself, actually you can invest in a software company. Yeah, because in a software company, actually they have their own package. They have package A, B, C, and D. So you can just pick a package that is worth for your money to invest and worth for your money to use on it. That's why we come out with try to imagine that if a package of this software is within around 3K. That's why in the first year, I put there 3K after that, all right? And then for the second year, third year, it will be 2K, because the 2K is for what? For the maintenance fee. Maintenance fee is so important. Who knows when you use it, all of a sudden there's something happens, you need a maintenance because there, yeah, you need a genius there, right? Okay, so now, after we talk about like developing this job operation system, so we will talk about the cost of employees to manage the system, all right? The salary for the employees to manage the system, actually, you try to imagine that is 1,200 per month, just like the same as the manager, all right? So if the cost is same as the manager, because maintenance is only like, maybe 1 month, one time like that, right? So try to imagine that one time is 1,200 lah, okay? So it will be in 1 year, you will have 14.4K. So for the whole rest 3 years, okay, 3 years going down, it will be 14.4K, all right? So in total of it, the first year cost, for sure, you will use a lot of money, because first year investment, everything lump sum all in, you get what I mean, right? So first year is 17.4K, second year will be 16.4K, and then the third year will be 16.4K. Okay, so now the benefit of it, now you can see the cost, right? So now we look into the benefit. So when we talk about the benefit of develop this job operation system for a long-term use, okay? Long-term strategy, all right? Bear in mind, long-term strategy, okay? If you want to use it as a long-term strategy, the revenue, it won't be come out that fast, to be honest. So when we start to assume it, we assume that each year you increase by 5%, okay? So first year, the revenue increased by 5%, it will be 10.5K. Second year, go to 10%, it will be 15.55K. And then the third year will be 13.2 at 2K, 0.5 cent, something like that. All right. So you can see that the improvement is actually slowly and slowly. But if you notice something, all right, the improvement of job operation system, the way of how the profit increase is actually greater than training and development. Because if initially it's 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, increase it like that. But right now you can see from 15.5K go to 15.55K, and then straight away go to 13.2 at 2K. You see, increment is a lot when you invest it in this job operator system together with your training and development. You get what I mean? Yeah, that's why we say this is a long-term strategy. We cannot say this is a short-term strategy, because when you invest in the software must be fully used, fully impact, So that's why I say this is a long-term strategy, okay? A support for your training and development. And when we talk about this performance, for sure the performance will be increased by 5% every year, because your employees will see, oh, how is their progress based on the system record. right? Because when you go to the system, everything is transparent. There's nothing called you hide here or there. There's nothing called bias issue. If there is a bias issue, it means that something is happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when we have the system, everything is standardized, everything is transparent. How does the progress of the employees is all shown in the it's all shown in the system. So when everything is all shown in the system, what happens is you will create a competitive environment to your employees. You get what I mean? When there is a competitive environment in between, they will start to try themselves to improve themselves in order to achieve the in order to achieve the company's goal. You get what I mean? That is how we cycle, like how a business owner to cycle our employees' mind. That is one of the techniques. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah, our initial idea is all like this, like what is the way to cycle our employees if our employees don't know their role? That is how you're gonna do it. When everything is transparent, everything is put on the table telling you that, hey, you're gonna improve. If not, you're gonna be the backside of it, you know? So that is how they're gonna improve. So try to imagine that if every single year they increase by 5%, then you can see that the profits that you will get is 1.05K, 1.12K, 02K, and then 1.157K inside that. All right. And then the customer service, try to imagine that because they are slowly polishing themselves, or the skill, or the knowledge, or the professionalism is slowly polished on themselves, then you can see that the profit come out will be 10.5K, go to 11.025K, and go to 11.576K. Okay, and then the total, you will see that the benefit of it is you will get around 22.05K, 23.677K, and also 26.016K. I'm sorry, there's a technical problem of it. All right, so this is the total value of it. Okay, this is the total value of it, and you can find out that the increasement of it, okay, the increasement of the total value, the benefit of the total value is actually increasing, right? How to say, like a rocket, you know, it increased so fast because you see, from 22K it go to 23, but from 23 it straight away go to 26K. You get what I mean? Yeah, this is just an assumption for you, okay? And then now go to the next slide. Yeah, so when we start to conduct this training and development, try to imagine, okay? Now, assumption again, okay? Remember, everything that we tell you is an assumption that you can make it as a reference, all right? So, in conduct these training programs for the 3 years time, you will get around the cost that you will need is around 46.9K. For develop, we will just look into the conduct training and development first, okay? Before we move into job appraisal system, because job appraisal system is actually an alternate, not really called it as an alternative, but as a long-term strategy for you, okay? So now we just look at the short-term strategy. So in a short-term strategy, for conducting a training program, the cost that we will have is actually 46.9K for 3 years, within 3 years, okay? Not more than 3 years, all right? So because our analysis is only until 3 years, all right? Benefit, the benefit that you will get is actually 75.305K. You see that? Like, wow, that's a 30K difference in it. And then the profit that you will have is actually 28.405K. That's a lot. Like 28 points, you know, like the profit, that's a lot. Like, try to imagine, you have invested 17.4K, now you get back the return of 28.405. You see, it might be look no difference, like the money might not that much, but if you accumulate years by years, it will turn it into a greater amount of it. You get what I mean? And then if you want to have a long-term strategy, because no business owner gonna stop it at 28.4K for sure. I'm for sure that you want to go more, right? No one's in the industry want to be a loser. We only want to be a winner. We want to earn more. So you want to earn more. Do you agree with that statement? Right. Okay. So if you want to earn more, long-term strategy can become in to support this conduct training and development. So when you imply this job appraisal system for your long-term use, okay, for your long-term use, you see, The cost that you will have is actually, firstly, you will invest around 50.2K, 3 years. 3 years time accumulate together will be 50.2K. And then the benefit that you will get back is 71.743K like that. And then the benefit, the profit of it that you will get is actually 21.543K. You might feel that actually developing job appraisal system, the income come back for you will be lower compared to conduct training training programs, right? If you compare it like this. But there's a bad day, okay? Every time every solutions come in, there is a bad day, okay? But if both work together, it can be a very suitable strategy to run your business. Because when you conduct training program, it's no point that if you don't have a job appraisal system to evaluate your workers' work. Am I right? Okay, so now we move to the next slide. So based on these 3 years, we come up with total, you see, like these are all the analysis that we have just now, that I have told you just now. Okay, first, second, third year, how does the total cost will have? The total expected benefit is how much, just like what we have talked about it in previous slide. Okay, now we will look at our focus at the benefit ratio. How do we get this benefit ratio? You have any idea on it? Actually, benefit cost ratio is actually you take the cost divided by the benefit. No, benefit divided by the cost, sorry. It's actually the benefit divided by the cost. Yeah. So when you divide the, is it cost divided by the benefit? Where? Benefit divided by the cost. Cost divided by the benefit. Yeah, it's actually cost divided by the benefit, sorry. Okay, because I'm a bit confused on it. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry for the technical problems. My mind technical problem. Okay. So when cost divided by the benefit, that is how we get this benefit of cost ratio. Okay, benefit cost ratio. So for the first year, you will find out that the benefit that have is actually 1.3. Second year will be 1.7, and the third is 1.9. The higher it goes, the better it is. Okay, the main purpose of having this analysis is actually like this, yeah, so that you can know like what is the benefit, what is the cost, like something like that. Yeah. So when you talk about conducting training program, this is the cost of benefit analysis that we have. And then developing job appraisal system. Okay, why I say include job appraisal system for your long-term use is important is because in the first year, you will get 1.3 as your cost, your benefit cost ratio. Second year will be 1.4, and the third year will be 1.6. So what does this mean? Try to imagine that if your first year, you see, we just compare between first year, all right? We just compare between first year we'll do. For the first year, conduct training program is 1.3. Developing a job appraisal system is also 1.3. But for you, Mr. Raymond, okay? Which one would you prefer first? Would you prefer dump your money into a job appraisal system first or training program first?
Training program?
Yep. So if you dump into training program first, try to imagine. Second year, you have your benefit of 1.7K, right? I mean like 1.7 and the ratio come out is 1.7. I'm so sorry. Okay. So the ratio come out is 1.7. Right now it's 1.7, right? If you take that additional profit that you have, okay, think about it, you put an additional profit into this job appraisal system. Okay, you invest into this job appraisal system. When they work together, okay, just like a baby, they need legs, they need their parents to work together with them so that they can learn how to walk, right? So when these two stuff combine together, you can see that in the third year, even though your benefit is for training and development is 1.9, but your job appraisal system is actually a win-win situation. It's 1.6. You see, the increment is actually just 0.2. Both of them are the same. 0.2, 0.2. If you minus second year and the third year, you go and minus it. The differences is actually 0.2. Am I right? 1.9 minus 1.7 is actually 0.2. 1.6 minus 1.4 is actually 0.2. So actually, if you invest in conduct training programs or you invest in job appraisal programs, actually that will bring benefit to you. But there's a but there. If you combine both of the system together, it will be a very standardized. I should use the word standardized. Second word, I would like to use a very stable strategy for you. Okay, so that is why in all these analysis that we have run through, the reason why we propose you two solutions is because we think that conduct training program can be useful for only short-term purposes. But if you have a bigger vision of it, when you invest in developing job appraisal system, it will bring more benefit to you, not just only conduct training program, because the support of this job appraisal system can help you to manage your employees and solve the problems that we have said before. Polishing them, make them into a very beautiful jet. I'll just use a jet because jet is very pure. You know, jet is so pure. So I'll just use an example as jet, okay? So jet, initially when you see it, it's just a rock. But when you polish it, you really make it into a beautiful jewelry, the value is different. So that's it for our proposed solutions to you. Thank you very much. So do you have any questions that you would like to ask us?
So far, I have no question.
Is there any, I mean, like, if you think that our analysis got a little bit of problems of it, you think that we need to improve on it, or you think that there's some problem in our analysis, you can just state it out so that we can clarify it for you, for the place that you are not understand on it. Yeah. Because now it's the perspective of you like judging us, like see how our solution on it, right?
No, I think so far it's okay.
Okay.
At all.
I hope our presentation is really I shouldn't say persuade you to really go into this analysis, but at least it can act as a reference for you so that you can understand like how to run the companies. I mean, like, you know how to run the company, but there will be a better reference for you if you want to improve it. Maybe you can use it. Yeah. yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can just ask us any questions. Like, yeah.
So far I don't have any question.
Is you satisfied with these two solutions that we propose?
Yes, quite interesting.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. So if that's it, there's actually a appraisal system, not appraisal system, I'm so sorry. There's actually a evolution form that our lecturers has prepared that you need to sign and chop, or just a chop there. Yeah. So yeah, we actually have passed 1 copies to you so that later on you can just sign and chop and evaluate us based on our presentations for today. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. If you have questions, you can just dump
That's
it.
all.
Yeah. If no questions, then I think that's that, right? All right.
Thank
So
you.
let me have a wrap of it. Okay. Let me have a wrap of it. We, representing Unima students under knowledge management, we appreciate your time in giving us for conducting this presentation. Thank you for all the thank you for all the good words from you. If there's anything that we did it wrongly, we apologize for it. And lastly, thank you for lending your ears to us. That's the most important. It's a very long session. Yeah. So thank you very much, and we appreciate you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay hydrated on it. Yeah, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.